Hello, hello, hello. This is beautiful Sunrise Williams back with another recipe. How are you guys doing in YouTube land? All right, I know we are bored out of our minds and at home, and we all we can do right now is cook, look at movies, Netflix and chill, play on TikTok. Um, But cooking is a love of mine. So I'm actually going to do something different. I'm not going to cook today. I'm going to bake. I just got into baking just recently. I'm not an expert, to be very honest with you. But my mom is an excellent baker. She is the number one baker in the family, can bake anything. She knows the ins and outs. Because baking is a craft. It is definitely a craft. It's a science to baking. You put in too much flour, too much sugar, or anything, and you have messed up your creation. So today what we're going to do is my version of the Texas sheet cake. It's a chocolate sheet cake that I've had since I've been in Texas. And when I tell you, awesome, great, just to die for. All right, so we're going to get started. I know I did a little bit of talking. I'm a talker. So we're going to get started. Right here, what we have, as you can see, there's two versions. You can see one, it's like a darker white, and then one is a light white. So let me just tell you what that is. That is a all-purpose wheat flour that we're going to use to bake our cake. And then the lighter white that's on top, that is baking soda. So we got 2 cups of whole wheat flour, all-purpose whole wheat flour. And then we have 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Okay. Then you're going to see me add 2 cups of sugar. So we're going to have 2 cups of sugar, 2 cups of all-purpose wheat flour, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. We also going to put 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and 1 teaspoon, let me give you, this is cinnamon I have, cinnamon. And we also going to put 1 teaspoon of apple pie spice. Okay. And that is our dry ingredients. Okay. So we also have our wet ingredients that we actually have to heat up on the stove, which would be, like I just had, okay, a half a cup of canola oil, a half a cup of butter, and 4 heaping tablespoons of cocoa powder. Okay, so that's going to be 4 heaping tablespoons of cocoa powder. I asked my mom, I was like, what is heaping tablespoons? She was like, oh, it doesn't matter if you measure, it's tablespoons, but if you have a little more than the tablespoon, then that's fine. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. All right, so, and then we also going to have 2 eggs beaten. And for the vanilla, we're going to put that in the eggs. I normally put the vanilla in the eggs, and that's 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, so I'm going to show you how that look. I already got it mixed together. I beaten the eggs, the 2 eggs, and I got the teaspoon of vanilla in there. Okay. Also, we're going to have I don't know why I'm getting blanks, but blanks in my. But also, we're gonna have a half a cup of buttermilk. Now, if you don't have any buttermilk, my mom gave me this tip. You can make your own buttermilk. You can take reduced fat 2% milk, put a little bit of lemon in it, or you can put a little bit of organic apple cider vinegar in it. Let it sit for a while, and it's going to make like it's going to make buttermilk, to be honest. Let me see if I could bring this over here without wasting it into my flour. You can see it. If you can see it, I made my own buttermilk. Okay? Uh-oh, I wasted that, but I didn't waste it in the flour. Good. All right, so as we go, I'm going to tell you again what I'm putting together, okay? So, all right. All right, so we already got the 2 cups of flour, and we have 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So we're going to put the 2 cups of sugar in there. All right, and we're going to also put the 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and apple pie spice. I already have these 2 together. We're going to put that in there too. And these are all the dry ingredients, okay? Now, the other portion of the dry ingredients, which is the cocoa powder, we're going to use 4 heaping tablespoons of cocoa powder, but that's not going to go in this bag, in this dry ingredient. That's actually going to go into the skillet, which I'm going to show you later, and we have to mix that up into like a liquid form. So right now I'm just sifting together the cinnamon and the sugar and the flour, and you see I just have a little mixer. So we just want to mix this up real good. I'm going to turn it while I'm doing it. Just make sure you're mixing it good, okay? And I'm hand mixing it. Another way you can do it, you can use the strainer. You can just pour this whole mixture into a strainer into another bowl, and it would actually sift everything together. Okay? So I'm just sifting this together. But the other dry ingredients, again, I said the 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder. You're going to see what I'm going to do with that. Okay, so after we got this fully sifted through together, we're going to set it aside, okay? All right, so now what we're about to do, since we sift the flour together, we're about to get this together, which is going to be added to the mixture. All right, so we got a half a stick of butter. Okay, we have a half a cup of canola oil, and I have a glass skillet here. How cool is that? I like to do it in a glass skillet. I don't know why, but so we're going to do it into the glass skillet. That was a half a cup of canola oil and 1 cup of H2O water. Okay. Okay. After we got that in there, we're going to get our heaping tablespoons of our cocoa powder. So we're going to do 4. All right. So heaping is basically, you see, is a little bit over, but you know, it's still a tablespoon. So that's 1. Uh-oh, I'm trying to focus. 2. 3. 4. And just be patient with me because I take my time with the baking thing, because bacon is truly a science. It is. It's truly a science, for real, for real. Okay. All right. So we're going to turn this on. I'm going to put it on a low heat. You don't want to burn it, so I'm going to put it on like 4.5, 5. I think I have it on like 4.5 right now. So we want this to melt. Want the butter to melt. And what you can do to help yourself is you can allow the butter to sit out, which I did, but for some reason it's still kind of hard. Okay. So I turned it on and waited on the skillet to get hot. And we're going to allow this to melt down and mix, okay? All right, as you can see, it's starting to warm up and it's starting to heat the ingredients up. So again, it is 4 heaping tablespoons of baking cocoa, unsweetened cocoa, okay? Unsweetened, because you don't want it too sweet. You want unsweetened because you already adding sugar and things like that. So it's the unsweetened cocoa. Okay, 1 stick of butter or a half a cup of butter. Okay, 1 cup of water and a half a cup of canola oil. That's for this mixture here. And this mixture, after we get it, hot and it start liquefying, we're going to add it to our dry ingredients. And we're going to add in our other liquids like our buttermilk and our beaten egg and vanilla. We're going to add that also. You're going to see. So what you want to do is you want to melt down the butter completely. And once you start seeing it bubble a little bit, that's when you know it's ready. And it'll turn like a darker brown color, I guess. You can see that it actually all mixed up. And that's when you know, when you start seeing the butter melt, see the butter is still melting. But when that butter melts and then you start seeing the little bubbles come up from the skillet, then you know it is time to take it out and add it to your dry ingredients. Okay, now as you can see, you can hear it, it's starting to bubble. And just move it around. So at this point, you can cut off this skillet. All right, so now we're going to add everything. Okay. All right, we're adding everything to it. Okay. And I like using a wooden spoon for some reason. So you're going to see me start to mix up. Just mixing it up. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a little bit of the egg and vanilla. See, and a little bit of the milk. Okay. And we're going to mix that in. All right, we're going to add the rest of the buttermilk. And we're going to add the rest of the egg and vanilla. Trying to get it all. And because I'm manually doing this, it's kind of hard trying to record and stir. I need me a little mixer. But right now I'm doing it old school. So we're going to mix this up. Just mix it up real good. Uh-oh, my bad. As you can see, it's starting to look good. Uh-oh. Okay, my stand kind of fell, so I had to fix it. Oh, you know what, guys? My bad. You're supposed to preheat the oven to 400, and I forgot. But that's okay. I'll keep mixing it. Not too much because I don't want to put too much air in the cake, but you preheat the oven to 400.